Come on. Starts with a D. I'm a Dusty. Dusty. Hey, you've heard this term before. But if I'm, that's all good. You never heard of this.
Give that a hand. No. I was
right. Give that a hand. I'm at But if I was Bill Gates, would a woman have a problem with me having 7 women? But if I'm nobody who knows who the fuck I am, Gates, does a woman have a problem with me having 7 women? Yes. Because the status quo is, if a man makes enough money, women don't care how many women he has. That's the 11. Let me let this brother go first.
Look, so like if I make sure that was just a that was the topic on Clubhouse at one point in time, and the sister was saying, what's the dude that runs Twitter? Can't think of his name. Tesla and all that.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. The sister was saying that they don't mind a brother who on the level of Elon Musk having one-on-one because he can support it. But a brother in the UBK, they was trying to down it, saying that because we don't have the statue that he has here on this earth, and what they see is great, that we can compare it to anybody like him.
We're basing value on money,
right?
Which is what the Sadducees and Pharisees did. Which is what we're going to break down as we go further in this break. Which is my point. My point ain't okay. This is not about how you feel. Nothing about the Bible is your current feeling.
Right.
Everything about the Bible is, can you hear something you don't agree with and learn about it. All right? Okay. How many wives did Christ have? I'm asking sisters all. How many wives did Christ have? Christ had 0 wives. How many women supported Christ? Huh? All is not the proper word. There's an M word that goes with it. Not millions, that's a number. N is that's an M word. M. Many women supported Christ. So would you be against those women that supported Christ? Did Christ have a place to stay? Don't lie to you. Did Christ have a house? Do you have a verse that proves that Christ didn't have a house? I'm not chastising you. I'm trying to help for understand.
What's the verse where it says that he has nowhere to lay his head?
Yeah. What did it say though? Get that verse. Get a sister a goddamn hand. This has nothing to do with anything. I'm just trying to help women understand where they should deal with their husband. You can't deal with your husband like he has to have something to have what he deserves to have without having anything. Because Christ had nothing. Christ was being put to death. What did Christ say when he was being put to death? Had this been my kingdom,
right,
my men would have fought for me.
That's right.
Christ is saying, I would have had men take me out of this situation had this been my kingdom. Did he need them to have 1 wife, 2 wives, 1,000 wives, no wives? No. Christ said, I could save myself if this was my kingdom. I don't need your faith. I don't need your belief, your love, your compassion. Christ doesn't need us to live. He denied himself of the things he needed to live. So what are we doing? Making reasons why we can't love our wives? Why we can't love our husbands? That's foolishness.
right.
Go ahead.
Come, the book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 20. And Yahushua says unto him, the foxes have holes, and the birds have the air.
This is the verse the sister pulled. Absolutely. Go ahead.
So like, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head.
Yet we say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh. Christ didn't even have a house to live at. Yeah, y'all have a home. Y'all, he ain't worth shit, but Christ is worth everything. How many women say that they the wife of Christ? How many wives Christ got in 2023? Today, Christ had probably like 4,000 wives, maybe 100,000. But your husband, he can only have them. That's foolishness. My brother look like Christ. He can only have one wife. I don't look nothing like Christ. I can have as many as I choose. Right. I'm trying to tell you, I'm light skinned. I got a patchy beard. My hair is still black. Stop. Save yourself. Save yourself from grief. All right. Let's go back to Matthew. Right. Luke chapter 23. We just gonna run through these. We're gonna run through them. Start at the top, 23. Let's start at 23. 23 to 23. Just run through them all.
Come.
33.
Book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithes of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess.
Outside is beautiful, inside is disgusting. Go ahead.
Come, verse 26. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Verse 27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones.
And the outside of the tombstone is beautiful. But when you go to a cemetery, no matter how beautiful that tomb is, what's there? A dead person. No matter how beautiful the coffin is, what's in the coffin? A dead person. No life. Nothing. Do y'all know what happens when y'all die? I'm asking the sisters specifically. What happens to you after you die?
Body breaks down, and like everything just basically breaks down into liquid.
Can we have a conversation? Can I say, hey, I'm going to talk to you real one more time?
Everything breaks down the road.
And that's how we are. A lot of us are just on the outside. We go, beautiful God. Ain't she fine? But on the inside, she's just a dead person. Dead body. She's useless. There's no soul. There's no change. There's no reasoning inside. It's just like dealing with a brick wall. The outside, oh my God, look at her. Inside, brick wall. Be patient. You know what I'm saying? She's like a child. Don't listen. Outside is, hey, we're going to go in 2 minutes. The inside is, so we're going to go right now? No, nigga, I said 2 minutes. There's no hearing. There's no taste. There's no audibility. There's no vision. You understand? That's what we don't want to be like. Keep going.
Come. But with the book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 27, towards the end, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness. Verse 28, even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous to men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy.
Y'all got that, right? I don't have to break that down, right? You look good to people outside, inside, you're damn lie. Keep going.
And iniquity. Verse 29, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build the tombs but garnish the sepulchres of the righteous. Oh, sorry. And garnish the sepulchres of the righteous.
Y'all do the things that look good. Hey, we got the temple that David died in. We got his casket right here. His body is inside the casket. We're just another pyramid. That's what we are. We're a pyramid for righteous people. Keep going.
Come. Verse 30, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets.
We would have never killed Jeremiah.
Right.
Daniel.
Right.
Malachi.
Right.
Would have never killed Isaiah.
Right.
We would have never done the things that caused them to not be able to live their life to the fullest potential. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 31. Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets.
Meaning, y'all said all of that good stuff, but what y'all understand because of reincarnation, y'all are the children of the people that killed the same prophets that y'all said y'all would have never killed.
Right.
Which means what? What does that mean, sisters? This is going to be a hard one. This is a reincarnation scripture. If a sister get this, I'm going to be blown the goddamn way. Read 30 and 31 again, just for the second.
Verse 30. And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore, ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets.
Meaning your behavior proves that you are the children of the people that killed the prophets. So what is being said? While y'all saying we would have never killed the prophets, what are your actions saying? It's a simple answer. You're saying we would have never killed the prophets, but what are your actions saying? Which means give her a hand. That's exactly what that means. You would have done. You're fighting the urge, but you would still do it. You're like a RoboCop. In the end, you're the same. You're the people that caused him to be a RoboCop. He was a human before, but your actions caused him to have to get murdered and be a RoboCop. You understand? You can't fight who you actually are. If you're a hater, you're a hater. If you're a bitch, you're a bitch. If you're a real nigga, you're a real nigga. Right. What happened with Peter? Was Peter a real nigga? I'm asking sisters. Peter was a real nigga. Did he fail as a real nigga? Yes. But did he turn around from his failure? Yes. The sister got all three. Give her a hand. She got the 3 S's. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it's as simple as that. You can mess up, but can you change from your mess? If you don't have the ability to change from your mess, you fucked. Let's keep going. It's a lot of verses. John chapter 11, verse 30 through 52. We just read through it. It's a story mode. 30 through 52. John chapter 11. John chapter 11, verse 30 through 52. It's a lot, so we're just going to read through it. Let's go.
The book of John, chapter 11, verse 30.
It's about to break what we just broke down to you in the story form. Go ahead.
You said journey 30 to where?
30 through 52.
Okay, come. The book of John, chapter 11, verse 30. Now, Yahushua was not yet come into the town, but was in that place where Martha met him. The Jews then, which were with her in the house, and comforted her, when they saw Mary, that she rose up hastily and went out, followed her, saying, She goeth unto the grave to weep there. Then when Mary was come where Yahushua was and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Adawan, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. When Yahushua therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in the spirit, and was troubled, and said, Where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Adawan, come and see. Yahushua wept. Then said the Jews, Behold, how he loved him. And some of them said, could not this man which opened the eyes of the blind have caused that even this man should not have died?
So what they're doing is they're treating him the opposite. They're treating him like a Sadducee or a Pharisee that could have changed something. But now they're treating him like, oh, it was his fault. He's the reason. He could have saved his brother's life, but he didn't want to. Right? Whereas the Sadducees and Pharisees, they'll say some wild stuff that they could save their brother's life, but they would never do it. Whereas with Christ, people knew his track record. He actually had the agenda. He was not a hypocrite. Keep going.
Come. The book of John, chapter 11, verse 38. Yahushua therefore again groaning in himself.
Meaning Christ was like, y'all bull, stop playing me, man. I love this brother. Stop saying I didn't care about him, I could say it. I love this brother. Go ahead.
Come.
I love this brother Kasar. I love this brother Kakar. I love Tazaba's son and Tazabat. I love these people, man. Get the hell out of here. Don't play with me. Keep going.
Come. The book of John, chapter 11, verse 38. Yahushua therefore again groaning in himself.
I love not desire. Come on, don't tell me I don't love nothing. I love your rocket bar. I had to see y'all niggas.
Right.
It fled from me. I love you niggas. Don't ever say that I don't love you, brother.
That's right.
Because they didn't got me through ruts, man. I know these niggas that talk to their ribs and say, hey, that's corrupt. You gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? And I thank them for that. You go.
Come. Yahushua therefore again groaning in himself, coming to the grave. It was a cave, and a stone lay upon it.
Let me ask the sister, how long has Lazarus been dead? Go ahead. 3 days. That's right. The sister like gave her a hand. 3 days. He had been gone for 3. You know how bad a body gonna smell in 3 days? That is a disgusting stench. Rigor mortis. Gee, poop on yourself and sit there 3 days. It's horrible. It's horrible. Now we're talking about the organs that caused. Not just the you know what I'm saying?
It's logic, sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. Book of John chapter 11, verse 17. Then Yahushua came, he found that he had lain in the grave 4 days already.
4 days. Good night. It's even worse. Go ahead. I ain't gonna brush my teeth for 4 days. You didn't come talk to me. You gotta get on my phone. Where we at?
We're at 38. We're going back down to 38. Okay. Well, if I may, too, like, and usually I'm not sure how it was back then, but you don't just go to the grave the next day. You're dead for about 3, 4 days, 5 days. Then they put you in the grave, and you're in the grave for 4 days. About a week later, probably. You know, if they waited, you know what I mean?
That shit was horrible. It was not like, think about your life in Christianity. If I may ask everybody a question. Did it feel clean? Did it kind of feel kind of smooth? When you hear these stories, did it feel like, oh, he was dead for 3 days? Did it feel like that? Or did you feel like, he was dead, he was stinking like a motherfucker for 3 days? Which one? Did it feel like smooth? Or did it feel like, oh, he was stinking?
The second.
You thought he was stinking? What about you? You thought he was stinking? What about you, sis? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I thought it was a smooth thing. I didn't even know people urinated and defecated on themselves until I watched the first 48. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, we just in a tube like this. Oh, he got his poop inside because he good and wrapped him up. I didn't know. But when you deal with an actual dead body, it's a lot of, it's a lot. Rigor mortis, your body giving up its strength, it was a lot. So to catch a nigga 4 days later, an average person, like, all right, in the name of God, man, right to the dead, the price is probably different. Go ahead.
Come, the book of John, chapter 11, verse 38. Yahushua therefore again groaning in himself, cometh to the grave. It was a cave, and a stone laid upon it. Verse 39, Yahweh said.
Wait 1 second. Why was there a stone on the cave? That'll answer every question right there. I'm asking sisters because I know brothers gonna know. Why was a stone on the cave where Lazarus was left?
Was it the close the opening?
Yeah, to keep that smell out. He stank. He been dead for like 3 days. Our culture is to put you in a cave and leave you. When Christ was like, we're going to go visit Lazarus, he's sleeping. Even the disciples like, if he's sleeping, let's leave him alone. Christ like, come on. He dead, nigga. He dead. He's dead. The hell I'm going to just visit a man because he's sleeping. So, did they have cars back then? How they walked around? They walked around. Or if they took a ride, what was the ride? Or a donkey. It was a donkey or a camel or a horse. I know your car got horsepower, but it ain't. He wasn't riding around with 100 horsepower. He had 1 horse, 1 camel, 1 donkey. That's how he moved. And we know when it came to Lazarus, he did it on purpose. He moved slowly on purpose. Like you were saying, it was 3 days for us, but for Christ, it might have been like 8, 9 or 10 days before he actually got me.
About, about 4 altogether.
4 at the max.
It's come up, yeah.
That's fine. 4 days after you die is a lot. You go on.
Verse 39, Yahweh said, take ye away the stone, Martha. The sister of him that was dead said unto him, Adawan, by this time he stinketh, for he hath been dead 4 days. Yahweh said unto her, said I not unto thee, that if thou wouldest believe, thou shouldest see the glory of the Most High. Verse 41, then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Yahweh lifted up his eyes and said, Father, and said, Abba, I thank thee that thou hast heard me, and I knew that thou hearest me always. But because of the people
that are around me,
would stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me.
If I may. I just
Right now, any moment, but
yeah, I know. That's
we'll
what
do
it
a
is.
little warning. It's an hour. We have an hour. Calm down. The water though. All right. Where we at? So he said, verse 41. Then they, verse 42, Salaki. And I knew that thou hearest me always, but because of the people will stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. Verse 43. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. Verse 44. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot, with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin.
They covered his whole body. He was dead.
Yahweh said unto him, loose him and let him go. Verse 45. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Yahweh did,
This is Mary Magdalene.
believed on him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Yahweh had done.
So some people went to Mary Magdalene and said, nigga, we saw this. The other one said, went to the prophet, Sadducees and Pharisees and said, nigga, we saw this nigga raise a nigga from the dead. I mean, what that look like for y'all? Keep going.
Come. Verse 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council, and said, What do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
Think about the things that could have saved Christ. Just brothers not giving a damn about being. Brother, I don't care about authority. If a nigga come here and outrank me, I'll call him out on him. But in these times, they didn't care. It was like, he gonna take our seat. We gonna have to call him specifically out of one. I don't know if you want that. You read?
Verse 49. And one of them named Caiaphas, being the high priest the same year, said unto them, Ye know nothing at all.
What the hell y'all talking about, boy?
Nor consider that it is expedient for us.
Y'all don't even see that as a good thing for us. Go ahead.
That one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not.
Meaning, somebody gotta die to save Israel. And his death will save all of us, right? Just like Barack Obama, right? He saved all of us, right? Now your son can be a president now because of Barack Obama. It's a damn lie. It's a lie. I mean, Sadducees and Pharisees only care about themselves. They only care about their own asses in the House of Representatives, in Congress, in the legislative offices. Who got they pooped on her desk? Nancy Pelosi, right? Did she get out of government? No, because it all helps them in the end. And that's what the murder or the death of Christ was. It helped them in the end to their understanding. But truthfully, them Caucasians about to get them out of here. Last verses. Forgive me. John chapter 17. It's like 19. Verse 1 through 22. I ain't interrupting in none of these verses. This is a story. John 19, chapter 1, verse 22. Sis, you got a question?
The book of John, chapter 19, verse 1.
This is going to continue the thought of the understanding of what you just got in John chapter 11, verse 30 through 52. Christ is about to die right here. And for what? Something he did? Hell no. For everything we did. Go ahead.
The book of John, chapter 19, verse 1. Then Pilate therefore took Yahushua and scourged him.
Scourged him. Beat his ass, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And the soldiers planted a crown of thorns and put it on his head.
So Pilate didn't do it specifically. He gave people of his order the authority to do it. So after they whipped Christ, right? Y'all ever seen the passage of Christ? Anybody seen the passage of Christ? Anybody? Never seen it? If you did, it's good. Okay. They whooped his ass on the movie. He was Caucasian. They whooped him 40 lashes, and then they flipped his body off and whooped him 40 more lashes. Yeah, it was worse. Just know that. For the white man, they gave him 80. An average black man on a tree getting lynched, how many times do you think he got lynched? Probably 150 times if they didn't burn him while they did it. Alright? Christ is a nigga. Keep going.
The book of John, chapter 19, verse 2. And the soldiers platted a crown of thorns and put it on his head. And they put on him a purple robe and said, Hail, King of the Jews.
So they mocked him. Purple was an expensive color at that time. And that crown of thorns was still thorns going in your head. So it wasn't pleasant.
And they smote him with their hands.
Meaning they smacked the hell out of Christ. They walked by him. Keep going.
Verse 4. Pilate therefore went forth again and said unto them, Behold, I bring him forth to you, that ye may know that I find no fault in him.
Meaning Christ was dealing with Pilate was dealing with Christ, and really he didn't feel any reason why Christ should have been attacked or put to death. You know, look, I didn't deal with the nigga. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Come. Then came Yahushua forth, wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe. And Pilate said unto them, Behold the man. Verse 6, when the chief priests, therefore, and officers saw him, they cried out, saying, Crucify him, crucify him. Pilate said unto them, Take ye him, and crucify him, for I find no fault in him.
A white man didn't find a problem with a black man. But who found a problem in the black man? Seriously. Like another nigga found a problem with a nigga. What would we call them by today's standards? Hater or what do you, sisters, pay attention. What do you call a black man that hates on a black man? And is the and Uncle Tom. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So a hater in this time is just Uncle Tom. Mad to see a brother doing better. Mad to see a brother trying to help his people. Keep going.
Come. Verse 7. The Jews answered him, We have a law, and by our law he ought to die. Because
our black people's law said that Christ should die. Keep going.
Come. Because he made himself the Son of the Most High.
Call up the verse.
Verse 8. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was the more afraid. Verse 9. And went again into the judgment hall, and said unto Yahushua.
Meaning, when we told Pilate our law, he was like, God damn, what the hell? I gotta talk to this brother one more time. Because it sounds like y'all want to just kill him. Keep going.
Come. Whence art thou? But Yahushua gave him no answer. Verse 10. Then said Pilate unto him, Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee, and have power to release thee? Yahushua answered, Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. Therefore, he that delivered me unto thee hath the greater sin.
Man, Christ wasn't worried about the person I'm talking to. He said, anybody that would tell you not to let me do my thing, they're going to suffer worse. Keep going.
Verse 12. And from thenceforth Pilate sought to release him. But the Jews cried out, saying, If thou let this man go, thou art not Caesar's friend. Whosoever maketh himself a king speaketh against Caesar. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Yahushua forth, and sat down in the judgment seat, in a place that is called the pavement, but in the Hebrew, Gabbatha. Verse 14. And it was the preparation of the Passover, and about the 6th hour. And he said unto the Jews, Behold, your king. But they cried out, Away with him, crucify him. Pilate said unto them, Shall I crucify your king? The chief priests answered, We have no king but Caesar.
That is the leaven of the Pharisees. Meaning your husband is not valued in society. Society don't give a damn if you break down the scriptures better than everybody. They don't give a damn what he got to say. Do you give a damn what he got to say? That's all that matters. If you're going to listen to him, that's what matters. But if you're not going to listen to him, then you shouldn't be. Just let him not listen to you and talk to the public. They'll be a representation of you. All right? As for tonight, your husband is a representation of all the time and effort that he's put into you to be able to keep these scriptures, to be able to keep this culture. And with that, go ahead,
Like precept.
You want to keep going or not?
You said we were 1 to 22, or you
I'm
want
going to say we done.
okay? Pull the precept while they were
Go ahead.
hypocrites.
Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15.
Deuteronomy
17, verse 15. They said we had no king but Caesar.
That's what they said.
But they were supposed to be men of the law, men of the law of Moses. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Khan. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses. For as much as Yahweh hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way.
No matter what you do, the Lord don't want somebody else to rule over you. As a black Latino man, no random, no low class. Anybody that rules over you needs to be worthy of that rank they will achieve. Straight up like that.
And should be from among your brethren. They said we have no king but Caesar.
Amen.
How are y'all supposed to be men of the Lord? Men of the book that are teaching people the laws. Y'all wanted to kill Christ because men were picking corn on the Sabbath, but then turn around and say we have no king but Caesar, which directly contradicts the law of God. These are hypocrites. These are men on the outward who have that appearance, but on the inside.
And if I may, if men have that problem, it's tenfold for women.
Right.
Let's get one verse that helps women understand what we just said. Of 1,000 in Proverbs. Let me get that verse. It's the last verse. Ecclesiastes. It's definitely Ecclesiastes. Of 1,000 women, I found none.
That's right.
Could come when you gotta go in. See that Proverbs or Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes 7:28.
All right, sis. Ecclesiastes 7:28.
The book of Ecclesiastes.
Let them come right here.
Put it up right now.
Yes, sir. Uh, 27. Start with 27.
It's like it's supposed to be 7:28, correct?
Ecclesiastes 7:27 to 29. No, to 28. Ecclesiastes 7:27.
Like I don't think that's it, sir. You just gotta, he wants you to read down.
Ecclesiastes
7:28.
27.
Behold, this have I found, said the preacher.
That's right. A preacher is a prophet.
Coming one by one.
And he went one by one by one by one. This is not inaccurate. It's on purpose, and this is his result.
Right.
You can't fight his result. You can defy it, but you can't fight what he found in his research. Go ahead.
To find out the account.
Meaning what he was researching, this is the end result. Brother, I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with you or me. And sister, I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with you or me. It's not specific to 2023. What year did he do this report? I'm asking sisters. What year was this report done? Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 27. What year did that happen for the sisters? Just give me a random number. Because what year? The year what? Give the sisters a hand. Because that's the only damn response. You don't know what year this happened. But it wasn't last year. Right. It wasn't 10 years ago. It wasn't before coronavirus. It was before the New Testament was written. This is an old experiment. It's an old breakdown. So read that once again from the top.
Click on one con. The verse of Ecclesiastes chapter 7, and verse 27. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one, to find out the account.
He gave his registry to let you know this was not accident. He counted one by one. Go ahead.
Verse 28. Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found.
All right. Of 1,000 men, how many men did Solomon find?
But a woman.
I wasn't answering. Read it again from the top.
Ecclesiastes, verse 27, verse 28.
Go ahead.
Which my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found.
Sisters, of 1,000 men, how many righteous men did Solomon find? Go ahead.
One, sir.
One. Okay. So, of 1,000 men, of 1,000 brothers you might let compel you, how many did Solomon find? He only found one word. How many men would you let go inside? 1,000? Please tell me that's not the actual number, because that's disgusting. Of 1,000 men, Solomon was only able to find one man that was righteous. Keep going.
But a woman among all those have I not found.
Of 1,000 women, how many women did Solomon find worthy?
Not even one.
What's the difference between 1 and 0? No. If I say 0, 1, how far did that go? It was just 1. Meaning, between men and women, it's like, let's look. Between men and women, it's not many righteous people. Stop looking for righteous people among men and women, because the number is 0 and 1. The brothers you find in the truth, we are trying with all our might. Go ahead, talk about.
For all the women that think that they can leave their man and find their knight and shine,
Come on.
you know what I'm saying? The odds are not looking good.
It's not. It's not. Because guess what I can do? I'll just, guess what I'll do? I'll just wear a bunch of silver. I'm your knight in shining armor. What color is armor? Silver. Here I am. You know what I'm saying? The same thing for the sisters, right? What sister's going? What can the sister do to prove she's not the 0 women that she's gonna find? What can a brother do to show you he's the one brother you're gonna find? It's hard for both of us, so we have to stop holding ourselves to unrealistic standards. That's the point. Because sis, it's only one of you. No, it's sloppy. It's none of you, and brother, it's only one of you. So it's an unrealistic standard to hold you to something none of you can do. And it's an unrealistic standard to hold you to what only one of you can do. You gotta get your mind right. Read the Bible outside of this class. Read it, sis. Stop making class the only time you read the Bible. Brother, I know you read this more than class. Apply it more than when you and your rib were in the same room. I'm not fighting for none of you. I don't give a fuck about you and your rib. Me and my rib, I teach classes indiscriminately. All right? You discriminate in your own household. All right? But bitch, don't be a bitch, and nigga, don't be soft on her. If she want to leave you, let her leave you. Sis, do you want to stay with him, or do you want to take your chances with another nigga in the world? You'll find me. I'll be horrible. All right, with that being said, I ain't got nothing else. I did have John chapter 19, verse 1 through 22. Nobody can get to that. I already know. We did it? See, the leg of the kick. All right, we got the 22. What was that? Matter of fact, if we got 22, let's go to 22. I was on Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, we went. Yeah,
I think we was on Luke
yeah,
chapter
19. No, we were in 19.
19.
Look, we started.
Nobody had. Nobody had.
Yeah, verse 15. We're at verse 16.
All right, keep going.
The book of John, chapter 19, verse 16. Then delivered he them, then delivered he him, therefore unto them to be crucified. And they took,
yeah, let's keep going.
And they took Yahushua and led him away. Verse 17. And he bearing his cross went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha. Verse 18. Where they crucified him, and two other with him on either side, one, and Yahushua in the midst.
Hey, this was heavy. This is just giving you everything that happened. This ain't the smooth version of the malefactors talking to him like, hey, nigga, since you Christ, why don't you bring us down? No, stop talking to him like that. If you do this, no, this ain't that. This is what happened. When it was all said and done, all three of them died. Keep going.
Come, verse 19. And Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross. And the writing was, Yahushua of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. This title then read many of the Jews, for the place where Yahushua was crucified was nigh to the city.
I mean, it was close to the city. It wasn't a situation, it was like going over the Bay Bridge. You saw that. You couldn't fight seeing the Bay Bridge, nor could you fight seeing the body of Jesus Christ and the two malefactors with him. Go ahead.
Come, and it was written in the Hebrew and
what?
Greek.
In Hebrew?
And it was written in the Hebrew and Greek.
And the Greek.
And Latin.
And Latin. That's how we translated the New Testament. The New Testament is written in Greek, but it's been translated in Latin, Hebrew, and what's that? Greek. You understand?
Latin.
So it's as simple as that. Go ahead.
Come, verse 21. Then said the chief priests of the Jews to Pilate, write not the King of the Jews, but that he said, I am King of the Jews. Pilate answered, what I have written, I have written.
So again, in the end, it didn't go like how they wanted. What we get is what makes the Bible so special. Because the Bible isn't the history you want to hear. It's how it happened.
Right.
The Sadducees and Pharisees wanted Christ's mantle to say, he said he was the King of the Jews. Pilate said, no. The King of the Jews is what I said it is. All right? And that's the difference between a man and a woman. Brother, I put your household is what you say it is.
That's right.
I don't know how to help you anymore than that. Whatever the output is, that's what you allow. And I don't care if it's soft, hard, I don't care. I don't care. That's your household. Your household is whatever you decide. All right? Be nice to your woman? Great. You hard on your woman? Great. That's all it is. She listens to you? Great. She don't listen to you?
Not great. It's a lot.
You got to oh well. You don't have to make her listen. That's up to you, man. You could concede to her and let her put a penis inside of you, or
With that,
she can concede to you and you do what you do to her. That's all right.
men of Israel, imagine.
No.
We're going to give one great salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. How about Shem Yahshua Barakatah? We'll give one great salute to the sisters. Sar. Face the sisters. Sisters are imagine. Means to stand. All right. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Shemar Latham Shem Yahshua. Slide. One more time. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Shemar Latham Shem Yahshua. Yadi Matah, dismiss.